Willie D Live.
Let it slide. Nobody cares.
Yeah, you got it. You got it figured out, bro. Your intellect, bro. Where did you get that from? Was that inherited, or is that something that you learned?
Well, I appreciate it. I don't I don't know how to categorize how I think. I think I have this insatiable quest of curiosity. I'm always going to be curious. And I think when you get trapped in your era, when you get trapped in your bubble, I think it's just a waste of talent. It's a waste of opportunity because billions upon billions upon billions of people have been born before you, and billions upon billions of people are going to be born after you. And the best of us have left traces of some of their thoughts, how they see the world, how they view the world, how to navigate certain situations, and they left it in books, they left it in poems, they left it in movies, and left it in all these things. Different societies, different ways to think about things, different ways to navigate situations. And if you get stuck in your little circle on how to do things and how this is, you're going to miss out opportunity on a world of people who are brilliant. And I'm a sponge. I soak it all in. And I don't have an ego when it comes to like learning. Like people are always afraid to be wrong. And it's the internet culture, right? So it's like if you say something and be like, oh, this is wrong, and people attack you for it, and you have an ego in it when you're like, no, this isn't, and there's that ego involved when it's like, oh, you could just easily be, oh, okay, I was wrong. That's what's up. Now I know it, whatever that thing is. And there's like a stigma about being wrong, which is weird as fuck to me. Like, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. That just means you have an opportunity to learn, right? If you're open enough to receive the information. You have to be open enough to receive the information, though. But that's a slippery slope, too, because a lot of people don't understand how to be right or how to be wrong. That's a whole nother conversation. But I think in general, if I'm just an open cat, bro. Like I really just, I grew up how I grew up, but I'm always interested in talking I'm the type of dude who will strike a conversation with a 90-year-old man in an airport. I'm like, yo, give me your 3 keys to life. You know what I'm saying? Or give me something that you learned that you talk to your 30-year-old self. Like anytime I'm around like somebody who's old like that, I always say, give me advice to your 30-year-old self. Like if you were sitting next to your 30-year-old self, like what would you tell them? Because like they're at the end of their line. You know, they have thoughts and reflections, and when you start getting older, you start to reflect and you start to compartmentalize your life and really trying to piece it together and make sense of it because it's about to be over. And so I've been doing that since I was a kid for whatever reason, trying to make sense of this shit. And when you're at the end of your rope, you've had all this experience. I need that.
Did you ever get in trouble in school with trying to like maybe show up the teacher or something with your intelligence, like
yeah,
prove her wrong,
yeah,
or him wrong,
yeah. Yeah. When I was younger, I was a little bit more combative. I think what it was like I understood this, and especially my father. I grew up. My father was Muslim, and it wasn't like the Eastern Muslims. It was like FOI, so the Nation of Islam,
mm-hmm.
And so. What I really appreciated about them was they were really keen on understanding the Bible. You had to understand the Bible. You had to understand the Quran. And you had to understand history, especially Black history. And so our household was filled with lots of these conversations, lots of these talks. And so I would challenge a lot of the status quo. Like, so when I remember I was in 7th grade, and it was just to be a dick. I didn't have any kind of like moral, any kind of race to win. Every day we would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And I was like, it's just so stupid that we have to do this. It's dumb. I was like, what are we pledging to? And I remember having a conversation with my dad. I was like, why do we have to do that? I was like, it's so dumb. And he was like, you don't. I was like, what do you mean we don't? He was like, it's your constitutional right. It's freedom of speech. You don't have to stand for anything. I was like, say word? I was like, bet. The next day, 7th grade science class. I think it was Mr. Jacobson. Everybody stand for the pledge. I sat, he's like, Arian, stand up. And I was like, no. And he's like, Arian, stand up. And I'm like, no. I was like, it's my constitutional right, 7th grade. And he said, well, go outside. I was like, cool. So I went outside, and when I come back, when it was done, I came back in. He said, go to the office. And I was like, okay, cool. Went to the office. They called my dad, and he was like, he doesn't have to stand. It's the whole shit. He went to it, and they went back in class with a little smirk on my face, like I won something. Just combative for no reason. But it was more for that. It wasn't like like I said, I was a sponge in school. I was always trying to learn shit. But systems and status quo that didn't make sense to me, I would always challenge those all the time.